welcome to the Moonhigh podcast. Our names have still
Oh
to be
yeah. You know
determined.
what? We should figure it out right now.
Okay. Um, what shall we name? What shall we be
Okay.
named?
I'm feeling like a. Does it have to be like a dragony name?
Um, sure.
Okay. Well, I haven't read these books, but in How to Train Your Dragon, uh, the girl's name is Astrid, so I'm gonna go with that.
Yes, that is a very cool name. Love it. I gave one of my characters that as a middle name because I was thinking about that. Very
Mhm.
awesome. Um, and uh if I were a dragon, I would obviously be a Nightwing.
Totally.
Um, but I don't know what my name would be as a Nightwing. So,
It's a lot of
um,
pressure at the beginning
yeah.
of this episode.
um,
Comment what her name should be.
yes.
Mine's Astrid.
Okay.
Unless you think it should be something else,
Give
then
me a
comment that.
Nightwing name that is
Yes.
gonna be awesome. Yes. Okay. Moving on. Today we're talking about the Hidden Kingdom, which
Oh
is
my
the
God.
third book.
How fun.
This is Glory's point of
Is it
view.
Atlantis?
No,
No. Glory, and she is a what wing?
Rainwing.
Oh, what wing? Oh, she's lazy.
No,
That's
not
probably hidden
particularly.
because she was too lazy to find it this whole time.
No. um her whole life was basically just trying to not be lazy and
Oh, same. I totally relate to that.
yeah, like her tree minders were all calling her lazy and um like they okay. um Then one day Marosir came along and they were like and he was like, she can die because we don't need her in the prophecy. I'm gonna go get another Skywing that fits in the prophecy. Goodbye. And yeah.
Wait, Marosier told her that he didn't care if she died?
Yeah, because she was a Rainwing and they didn't need a Rainwing.
Huh.
And Marosir actually ordered the Tree Minders to kill her. And they were going to do
Oh my
that.
God.
And Tsunami was like, "No, you can't kill her." And so they chained up Tsunami because
Oh,
they
wait, am I supposed to know all this already? Or are you
oh
spoiling
yeah,
things?
this was in the first book, and
And
they
you just didn't tell me about this, huh?
yeah, because it was supposed to be in the little uh summary, but it wasn't because I hadn't discovered the
Yeah,
long
yeah, okay,
summaries
I
then.
get you.
So
All right.
yeah.
Well, now I know. See, Marosier was my favorite.
What? Why?
I don't know. I just thought it was cool power that he had.
No, he's
He's a jerk.
totally evil.
Oh,
Um,
well, how was I supposed to know this?
okay.
From what I
Well,
know,
he's not
he
as
told us
evil.
all about the prophecy, and that's all I know about him is that
Yeah.
he can see into
Um,
the future.
well, he's kind of like an antagonist. He's not really like an evil person, but he's definitely doesn't care about dragons and wants it and will murder anyone if it doesn't align with what he wants. So,
So, like, I could say I see the future, but really it's just what I want to happen.
um,
That sounds
yeah.
like him.
Yes, that's him.
Like, who can prove that he actually sees the future? It could be a lie. We don't know.
Hmm.
Totally,
And
I get you.
next book we will talk more on Marosir.
So
Next
he's
book.
not gonna be my favorite anymore. I gotta find a new favorite.
Hmm. Yeah. Your
Who was
thoughts
the
on him will be totally destroyed.
I don't know anything about the uh who's the Clay? I don't know anything about him, but I
But he
feel
was
like
in the first book.
I know. Well, he was it
He
was
was
his
the
point
main
of view.
character of the first
Oh
book.
man, I should have listened more in that
Yeah.
first episode.
Or yeah, we could like redo the first
No, no, no,
episode.
no, no,
No,
no.
not
We can't go
redoing the
back.
first episode. Okay.
I mean, we could, I guess, but
Because there was like a lot of stuff that was I
that
didn't
we
get to explain
skipped.
that we skipped.
Well,
Like we could do like the Dragonette Prophecy Part 2 thing.
well, perhaps. But I just feel like that's going back in the story, and my brain will be all jumbled.
Yeah. Okay. Well, um,
Does he? But he's in some of the other ones, right? Like I'll
yeah,
learn
like
about him.
all of the main five dragons are together, but there's only one point of view for per book. And so I was really excited to get to Starflight's point of view. And also at this point, I hated Glory. Like in the first two books, I hated her. And eventually, after I read her book, I was like, okay, I like Glory now. And
Oh,
whenever I read Starflight's book, I was like, Starflight is the coolest dragon ever. um, and right now I'm reading Sunny's book, and I kind of just like stopped reading it. So
Sunny seems like one of those characters that's like so nice and bubbly that they're boring. How am
yeah,
I?
that's exactly their thoughts on her.
See,
And
I knew it.
she is so annoyed at everyone because they don't take her seriously, and she has all these good ideas, and her memory, she has an amazing memory, and they just don't take her seriously at all.
Hmm.
And she didn't even know that they were going to escape the cave and like fly off and travel until it was nighttime and they were doing it already because they had been
Where are we going,
planning.
guys? Oh, we're escaping.
Yeah, because they thought she couldn't keep a secret,
Oh well, is
and
that true?
um probably, but
Okay then.
she just was mad at them because they didn't tell her, and all of them had been planning for a long time, and Tsunami was the one who was planning for the longest time because she hated them, hated the tree minders. um so yes, anyway, that is
So
just
wait a
to
second.
preface this.
When they escaped the cave, do you mean what happened in the second book where
That's
they
the
like?
first book.
Okay, but in the second book, like Wind, Whirlwind, or Whirlpool, or
Yeah.
somebody died in a cave or something, right?
Oh yeah, that they were trapped up with electric eels and
But
stuff.
that's a
And
different cave.
yeah, that was the rain or no,
So
Sea Wing dungeon.
what got this whole thing started is they escaped a cave from the Tree Minders.
Yeah. That was the Talons of Peace, and the Talons of Peace are actually evil.
Oh,
Um
well, I remember you saying that. I just didn't remember them escaping a cave. Like I knew that the Tree Minders were like supposed to be watching them or something, and I knew Marosier was sort of
mhm,
involved,
yeah,
but I didn't
cuz
know about the cave thing. I don't know why. Maybe
okay.
you said it and I just wasn't listening. But that seems like a huge thing that I don't recall
Yeah, they
happening.
were trapped under a mountain their entire lives and never left. And then they
Wow.
were like, "We have to get out of here. We hate these guardians." And so they finally were like, "We're escaping. I already have seen these things, and yeah." Um, and they knew how to escape. They just there was stuff that they had to do, and all these specific things and stuff. Um, I'm going through it. I'm revisiting it in my head, but it's really hard to explain. Uh, and besides, we're not even talking about this book, that
Okay, I'm
book.
sorry. I'm sorry.
So,
I was just trying to figure out like who my favorite is. Like I always wonder about that when I watch shows and stuff. I'm like, who am I rooting for right now, and who is the greatest character in
mhm,
this show or movie or book?
yeah,
I don't read, but book do.
yeah.
So, um, I just offended. This is basically a book club YouTube channel, and I just said I don't read. Everyone out there is offended. I'm so sorry. I just like to watch things and listen. Like if someone's telling me the story, I'll listen, but my eyeballs can't handle all the staring at words.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Just kidding. I'm making excuses. I totally used to read all the time and very much enjoyed it. I just would rather watch things. Still offending. I can't. I'm digging a hole that I can't get out of. Help me.
No, it's fine. I mean, at least you're listening. At least you like the story.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's fine.
Okay. But anyway, I'm trying to figure out who my favorite was, and I think it's Clay just simply by the way he looks. He looks like a tough guy that's gonna like knock down anyone that gets in their way.
Also,
How
he is
accurate
kind
is
of
that?
like Grover from Percy Jackson. He's,
Oh, that
uh,
just totally took all his coolness away.
oh, yeah, he's obsessed with food.
Actually, in the Percy Jackson, okay, I'm not referencing the books because I did not read the books. We just went over this. But in the movies from like 2000s,
Oh my
Um,
gosh, everyone in the Percy Jackson fandom hates the movies. So,
oh no,
yeah.
oh gosh, see, I told you they're all gonna hate me.
No.
But Grover in the movies I liked, but Grover in this new show is kind of loserish to me so far. He's funny, like he's cool, but I feel like if someone tried to attack them, he would be no help. Whereas the movie Grover, seemed like he could help a little bit, even
Yeah.
if it wasn't a lot. So in my head, I
Well,
picture
the
Clay being able
Grover
to
from
take
like
people
all
on.
of the characters and everything from the series is a lot more like the books. And also, in this one, the author of the book series has a lot more of a big role in the production of
The show.
the show than he
Yeah,
did in the
that's
movies.
always good when that
Yeah.
happens. Cool.
Anyway,
Okay,
enough about
yes, let's
Percy
get back to
Jackson.
this book. I'm sorry.
Yes. Okay. Finally, after 14 minutes,
Oh
we
dear.
will begin the book, the actual book.
Oh
Okay.
dear. Okay.
So,
Yes.
the prologue began with the alternate dragonets of destiny: Squid the Seawing, Flame the Skywing, Fate Speaker the Nightwing, Ochre the Mudwing, and Viper the Sandwing. Nautilus is the leader of the Talons of Peace, and Squid is his son.
Squid.
Narasir, or no, I said Narasir. I meant Nautilus and Marasir because Nautilus starts with an N. Okay, that's I swapped. Okay. Uh, Nautilus and Marosir conversed, ending with Marosir deciding to train the Dragonets personally, disapproving of what the Talons of Peace had done so far, and telling Nautilus that he would make sure the prophecy is fulfilled the way it was supposed to be. So, um, he just got these alternate Dragonets of Destiny just in case the current Dragonets were failed their jobs. Um,
Like
to
escaping a cave.
Yeah, or they escaped the cave, but they were supposed to choose Blister as the new queen, because Blister offered them. No, never mind. I'm not going to tell you about
Oh
that because that's.
no. You've spoiled.
But you're supposed to know that the Nightwings chose Blister as their queen, but you're not supposed to know yet why. So I was about to explain that. I'm sorry. Okay. So at this point, you're supposed to know that the Nightwings chose Blister as their queen, and um, they're trying. They told uh, Starflight to convince the Dragonets that Blister should be their queen, but all of the queens kind of suck. So there's they're just stuck. And personally, I think Sunny should be the queen, but
Sunny
yeah,
of the Dragonets of Destiny?
yeah. I
The
mean,
bubbly one?
yeah, she probably wouldn't be a good queen. But, Tsunami is a princess, and Glory is a queen already. So, what's one more? That would make all of the girls from the Dragonets of Destiny queens. Or not really queens, but like royalty at
Royalty?
least.
Yeah.
Um, that would be cool. And, if the way to end the war was just by becoming queen, that would be interesting.
Pretty simple.
Yep.
Pretty great. Yeah. Okay.
She'd have to defeat Blister, Burn, and Blaze, though, so all of them would have to die.
Oh,
Yeah,
right. That whole thing. I totally
yeah,
forgot that they have to fight to the death.
yeah, yeah, they do. Okay, um, anyway, Marasier was talking to Nautilus, telling him that the prophecy has to be fulfilled the way it's supposed to be, because they're apparently coming up with the ways that the prophecy is supposed to be fulfilled, because it's really like how you can interpret it really many ways. So that as with any prophecy.
Yeah.
And so they're just trying to tweak it, I guess. Um but yeah. Anyway, part 1, Rainforest Monsters.
Ooh, fun.
hmm The Dragonets and Webs were traveling through the Webs is one of their tree minders, in case you
Okay.
forgot.
So we don't like him?
Um
Because he's got a cool name
yeah,
already.
he's okay. Out of all of the tree minders, he's my favorite. Like I like Webs, and then I like Dune, and then Kestrel. That's my rankings of them. Kestrel's the worst of all of them. All of them hated Kestrel the most. Webs also got scrolls for Starflight sometimes, and then I'm pretty sure
Sounds
Kestrel
like a
came
cool
through
web.
and burned it up with her flames,
Oh, how nice.
and destroyed it. Um,
So Webs is the cool one then.
yeah.
Okay. I
Um,
figured with a name like Webs.
mhm. He's a rainwing actually, but it sounds like a spider wing, but he's not a spider, and
I don't
that's
know.
not a that's not a tribe.
I
So,
picture like webs in the rainforest being wet. I don't know. Makes
oh
sense to me.
well, right now they're in the rainforest, but oh, and last book he was stabbed in the tail with by I think it was Blister because Blister was attacking the Seawing Kingdom. She ambushed her ally. Um, because she like Blister basically manipulated Queen Coral into being her ally, and um, then she and a bunch of Sandwings attacked the Summer Palace, and so all of the Sea Wings moved to the Deep Palace, and there was like nothing heard from them after that. Um, and yeah, that was what happened last time. Just to recap, so Webbs has this um venomous spot on his tail, um, because there's venom in there. Not saying that he has a venomous tail like the Sandwings do, but there's venom in his tail because he was stabbed by a
This
sandwing tail.
is webs.
Yeah, webs. That's uh the Blister was aiming for his heart, which would kill him immediately, but she missed and got his tail. So
Or if the
he's
sandwings ever stab themselves in the tail.
um that probably happens sometimes. They're vicious. I wonder if sandwings are immune to their own tail venom. That would be interesting. But probably not like separate
But it's
sandwings.
already part of them, so I
Yeah.
don't think so. But then again, I don't
Yeah, I don't know either. That would be interesting. I would like to know that. Anyway, the Dragonets and Webs were traveling through the borders of the Rainforest Kingdom. Not Rainwing Kingdom, but
know.
yeah. Um, they heard two Mudwings talking about a rainforest monster, which is the name of this part. The
If
one
there's a
rainforest
monster that
monsters.
dragons are afraid of, I don't want to meet it.
Before they had left the Mud Kingdom, they came across two Mudwings who somehow got murdered.
Got muttered.
uh, they got murdered, who were patrolling the border. As they progressed into the rainforest, Starflight noticed that Sunny was missing. One by one, each dragon went missing until Starflight hid, and Glory most luckily dodged something that turned out to be a tranquilizing dart, and that all of her friends had lapsed into unconsciousness. Glory ordered the mystery dragons that remained hidden to show themselves. The mystery dragons turned out to be rainwings. Glory met the two of them, Liana and Jambu, who offered. I don't know how to pronounce the names. Sometimes they called him Jambu, sometimes it was
Wait,
Jambu.
let me see. Wait.
Those two, but I know that one's Liana. That's what it looks like.
Oh yeah, Liana, and that sounds like you're saying those right to me. That's how I would
Okay,
read it. But then
but
again, I
for
don't read.
for most of the time, I
Jam.
just called him Jambu because Jam
Yeah.
sounds fun. Um, Liana and Jambu offered to take them to the Rainwing village. While her friends were unconscious from the darts, Glory took her first suntime nap in the rainforest. When she woke up, she felt better, her scales brighter and more beautiful. Then she found a sloth lying on her back, which she eventually named Silver. Jambu then showed her the village, and they learned that they are related using a venom test. There, so they're
Venom test.
siblings.
Wait, the 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 rainwings have venom too?
Yeah, all of the rainwings have venom. It's like in their mouth, like on their teeth or something. There's shoot venom from their teeth, and yeah. Um. Oh, and a venom test that it doesn't explain that, but a venom test is a thing that if you shoot your venom at a living thing, and they usually just use plants because they never shoot their venom at other dragons because that's just a thing that the rainwings do. Um, so they shot a venom at a leaf, and then it started to decay, and then or that was what Zombie did, and then Glory shot her venom at it, and it stopped
Oh, so
melting.
it's like a cure then, sort of.
Yeah. And also, It's how they find out if the two dragons are related because if it counters it, then they're related, and if it just makes it more, you know,
Venomous.
like decay faster,
Hmm.
then they're not related. And that usually happens whenever two dragons want to mate, and they just do a venom test to see if they're related. So
Right,
yeah.
right, right.
Um, and they did a venom test. There, she learned that rainwings did not organize their eggs. She also learned that they did not use their venom on any other living being. They returned to find their friends waking, and they went to go meet Magnificent. That's the queen. While waiting in line, she met Mangrove, a grumpy rainwing, who mentioned that his partner Orchid was missing, along with at least 12 other rainwings. Bromeliad, a venom trainer, mentioned that a dragonet named Kinkajou, that's again a very weird name. Um,
Kinkajou is an animal that lives in the rainforest, so that's
oh, okay.
understandable. They're very cute.
Okay, well, that's how I read the name.
Yeah,
And
you did a good job.
yeah,
That's how it says, I think.
okay. Um, a dragonet named Kinkajou had also gone missing. Glory suggested that they go to the Queen together since they were both there about missing dragons. When Mangrove, Bromeliad, and Glory saw Queen Magnificent, Glory suggested someone investigate, and Mangrove said Glory should find the missing rainwings. And Queen Magnificent agreed. When Mangrove and Bromeliad leave, Tsunami, Starflight, and Clay, Webs, and Sunny came in and asked them to help Webs, which Queen Magnificent was reluctant about. After some prompting from Sunny, the Queen directed them to the Rainwing healers. Um, my reading got very bad there. Okay. Uh, that's great. Okay, lovely. I'm stuck. I'm stuck.
I'm always stuck. I get stuck all the time.
Yeah, I'm stuck again.
Well,
Help.
good luck.
Wiggle, wiggle.
Ugh. Oh, look, you got me
Ew.
stuck now. Look, look what
Yeah,
you did.
it usually
No.
happens whenever I open this thing again. Okay, goody. After they left the Queen's treehouse, Tsunami, Webs, and Sunny headed off to the healer's hut, and Starflight and Clay joined Glory as she set out to find the missing rainwings. They spoke to Mangrove, and he leads them to a giant fallen tree. Glory picked up a horrible stink and asked Starflight if he could identify it since he seemed to have a stronger sense of smell. They found a dying sloth by a stream, which Clay put out of his misery.
Oh, no.
Glory looked around and discovered an animus made tunnel to the Kingdom of Sand. Oh, last episode we explained what an animus
Yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah. I
Do you
remember.
remember?
Yeah.
Okay. To the Kingdom of Sand in a boulder. Starflight and Mangrove returned to the village while Glory and Clay stayed to watch the tunnel overnight. While they watched, something came by, ate the sloth, and disappeared. In the morning,
Oh
Sunny,
my
Tsunami,
god.
Starflight, and Jambu arrived, and they discussed what to do about the tunnel. They settled on Glory and Clay going in with vines. When they went through, they found themselves in the Kingdom of Sand, within sight of Princess Burn's stronghold. Burn is one of the
Yeah,
fighting
I
Sandwing
recall. Yes.
queens. They found themselves in the Kingdom of Sand after going through this tunnel. Wow! What a
Oh,
revelation!
amazing.
Why would the Rainwings need a tunnel to the Kingdom of Sand? Or why would the Sandwings need a tunnel to the rainforest? We don't know. Anyway,
Find
um,
out on the next. I'm just kidding.
anyway, part two: sand, ice, and smoke. Glory and Clay took a look around from the mouth of the tunnel's end, and in the rain kingdom of sand before returning to rainforest. The dragonets and Jambu talked over the missing rainwings and the tunnel. Then Mangrove suddenly dashed out of the trees and into the tunnel, flying off to the Ice Kingdom to try and find Orchid. Glory puts her sloth Silver on a nearby tree and with the rest of the group runs after Mangrove to the Ice Kingdom. After flying for the rest of the day, they settled down for the night in a rocky terrain. In the morning, Glory flew ahead and saw Princess Blaze's fortress before seeing a Nightwing assassin named Deathbringer settling down. Using an Icewing
That's a good
disguise
name.
based, yeah, Deathbringer, lovely. Um, he's a Nightwing assassin. So
That makes
perfect,
perfect sense.
perfect.
Yep.
Yes.
Good name. Good name.
Um, Using an Icewing disguise based on Fjord, which was the Icewing that Clay had to battle in the first book. You know, it didn't tell you anything about the gladiator battles, but there was plenty of things that they had to do. So Fjord was one of the dragons they battled. She questioned him on what he was doing out in the Ice Kingdom. He answered his he answered this question by saying that he was waiting on a few someones and was on a secret mission. Glory then flew back to where her friends were. Then Glory and Jambu, disguised as Ice Wings, went to meet Blaze, who was staying at the Ice Kingdom. Deathbringer then attempted to kill Blaze after she was brought to the Dragonettes. Blaze's neck was cut by one of the two sharp silvery discs in quotations. I almost said parentheses. It's quotations. And Tsunami's wing after oh Blaze's neck and Tsunami's wing were cut by one of the two sharp silvery discs after. Oh, and Tsunami's wing after shielding Blaze was also cut. Okay, I didn't read the rest of the sentence. That's why I said that. Okay, very confusing. Blaze's neck and Tsunami's wing was cut because Tsunami shielded Blaze. Um, Glory attacked Deathbringer when they heard the Ice Wings coming and took his weapons, using one to cut him in the neck. This made Deathbringer surrender and fly away before the Ice Wings got him after Glory gave him a choice to fly away in 10 seconds or be imprisoned by the Ice Wings. In fear of getting imprisoned again, the Dragonettes left, with Blaze's neck bandaged. Later, when they returned to the rainforest, Glory was kidnapped by the Nightwings. Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. She escaped with the help of Clay, Deathbringer, and another captured Rainwing named Kinkajou. Oh my gosh! That was a long time in the book, and they just skipped over that in 2 sentences. um, so what happened while she was there was she discovered that they fed her animals that had been dead for like weeks, and
Oh, lovely.
um they were flies around and it was decaying, and they just gave it to her.
And this was
And
the Nightwings?
yeah, and all of the rainwings tried to eat as little as possible without dying or throwing up. So yeah, and they always bring them in to do like weird things with their venom, because they're like doing experiments on the rainwings and the venom. Um,
Nightwings are?
yeah, the nightwings are.
And you like Nightwings?
Um, yeah,
They seem
still,
like freak shows.
kind of, yeah. Um, but they just saw this as a normal thing to do.
Sure,
Because
eat
they
lots
didn't
of
know any
things that
better,
are
whatever.
long dead and
But
do tests on
I
guys.
don't really like the Nightwings overall, but I do like their qualities, like Mastermind. Wait, no, you don't know him yet.
Oh,
Oops,
great. Well,
sorry.
Mastermind must be a really smart guy.
Anyway, uh, I like him a little bit, but he's also kind of sucks. And then it's like a weird thing going on there. It's like I like him, but I also don't. Um, and Starflight, I love Starflight. That's why I said I like Nightwings.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
um, it's kind of uh,
So has
yeah,
Starflight ever met the Nightwings, or has he not
yeah.
done that
He
yet?
at this point he hadn't, but
He has
in
him.
his own book he has. Yes,
Okay, okay.
like basically in each of the individual books they go to meet their own tribe.
I get you. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Where was I? Eh. When she got back, she told Magnificent about what had happened. Seeing that the Nightwings had the missing Rainwings, Magnificent refused to save them. As a result, Glory challenged Magnificent to the throne. Part 3: A Throne in the Treetops. An elderly dragon named Handsome told about a system of how they would pick a queen without killing, where there were competitions for the throne. So I knew of this whenever you told me about the how they have to challenge each other for the throne by a fight to the death at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
The Rainwings have a system.
Oh,
hmm
okay.
Glory then gave a speech
So
about
they're
the
like pacifists then.
yeah Glory then gave a speech about the missing Rainwings to the dragons present. Afterward, Glory started preparing for the contest. She memorized and tasted fruits before being forced to do sun time. She was forced? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, she was forced. Yes. She was forced to do sun time because she wanted to be, like, constantly taking in knowledge. During her nap, Scarlet visited Glory using a dream visitor, which are like little relics made by an animus dragon long ago, and it was part of the treasures in the collection of Queen Oasis, which is the former Sandwing Queen, but before she was killed by a scavenger. Um, Scarlet asked if Glory would rescue her. However, Glory refused and woke up from her dream. In the arboretum, that was horrible, like super hard to pronounce. Super hard to pronounce whenever I was reading the books, and I eventually just gave up.
Where is it?
Right there, arboretum.
Oh,
Uh,
Arbor.
arboretum. I don't know. Arboretum, arboretum.
I don't know.
I don't know. In the Arboretum, Magnificent and Glory each assembled their teams. Jambu and Exquisite, which is one of the other queens, competed in the tree gliding, and Exquisite cheated, nearly killing Jambu. Um, Tamarin, a blind rainwing, and Fruitbat competed in the flower finding hunt. Tamarin won by finding the winning flower with her extremely good sense of smell.
Who has this?
Tamarin, a blind rainwing.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Um, Glory and Magnificent competed in a camouflage contest, and Glory lost because Silver gave her away. Silver, yeah, that's her sloth. And she gave
Oh.
Silver to Sunny, and while Sunny was watching, whenever she was competing. So Silver gave her away.
Like forever?
No, it was just like
Babysitting.
um
Slot sitting.
no, Glory gave her Silver to Sunny so that Sunny could protect her while like take care of
Slot sit.
uh Silver. Yeah, sloth sitting. While Glory competed. Um Mangrove and Dazzling competed in a fruit scavenger hunt, and even though Dazzling cheated, Mangrove won by 1 point. The last contest was between Queen Grandeur and Kinkajou in venom shooting. In the distance part, Kinkajou lost. However, in the targeting part, Grandeur accidentally shot at a sloth, and Kinkajou shielded it, so the venom hit her wing instead. Glory panicked and tried to do the venom test. This reveals she was related to Grandeur, so she successfully saved Kinkajou. Grandeur, who was the original queen, realized Glory was the rightful queen and forfeited, making Glory the queen of the Rainwings. Then Clay crashed in and told her that Starflight had left and may have warned the Nightwings that the Rainwings would attack. Epilogue. That was a big thing that just happened.
Yeah, it
Very
sounded
big.
big. The Rainwings don't attack people, right? Or don't attack
Yeah.
dragons. Who are they attacking?
Um, but Glory was planning to attack the Nightwings because they were kidnapping Rainwings, and so she challenged the queens to the throne so that she could plan a battle, and
She
do something
challenged the
about it.
Rainwing Queen?
Yeah, there was like 5 Rainwing queens, so
That's a lot.
yeah, there was one original one, and then there was like 4 ones that
Oh,
also rotated with her.
I thought you meant at the same time. I was like, what the heck? That's I even have a queen
Well,
if there's
kind of
five
at the
of them.
same time, but like they rotate every month and
Oh,
have a different queen. But
weird.
yeah, it is weird. But it's just because the Rainwings are lazy, and so
They don't
um
want to do it all the time.
yeah, and uh they have their own reasons for wanting to be queen, like they get benefits and stuff, like the highest spot at sun time and all this stuff.
Mhm.
And so doing whenever the queen, they they're all horrible to they're all horrible queens. Um like and Kinkajou explained all these things to Glory at the beginning. Like Magnificent is very forgetful, and Grandeur only talks to the
So, who are the Rainwings possibly attacking, though?
Nightwings.
Okay, because they're doing like they're like capturing.
Yeah, that's what I already explained.
I know, but I was just making sure that that's what it was because I wasn't.
And then Starflight, and they were worried that Starflight would leave and warn the Nightwings of that they were
Oh,
attacking.
but
But
he's never even met them. Or
but uh, they said that Clay was missing, and he assumed that Starflight left to warn the Nightwings that the Rainwings would attack, and that's what happened. Anyway, onto the epilogue. Fate Speaker and the alternate Dragonettes were upset in the Night Kingdom. There was no food, it was dark and smelly, and every one of her friends was fighting. Fate Speaker spotted some Nightwings carrying an unconscious Dragonette to the fortress. It was Starflight, and despite not knowing who he was yet, she had a feeling he was important to her
okay, so
destiny.
that's leading up to the next book, which is going to be
Yes.
Starflight's.
Yes.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Cool.
Any questions?
I don't think so. I feel
Lovely.
like I know that what happened in that one.
Mhm. Mhm. Anyway, uh, I think that is the end of this lovely, lovely episode.
Yep.
So just to confirm, are we going to make a part two of the first book? Because I need to
Uh,
explain more.
uh, I don't know. I feel like I'll get it as we keep going. Like I got filled in with the some of the parts I missed just now,
Yeah.
and I'll go back and watch the first one if I and get what said in that, and then I'll get what I wasn't said in that as we go on.
Mhm. Lots of rewatching of things will happen. Uh, she's gone. Oh my gosh. Okay, we are back. Yes. All right. Edit this part out
I
because
will.
yeah. Okay, good. I'm stuck. Okay. Uh, so I guess we're not doing a second part then, even though I would like to.
Okay,
Um,
well, I'll tell you what. If
mhm,
at the end of the whole series of this one, if I still have questions, we can cover them. Like we can do our review of the whole series in an episode at the end.
mhm.
And
Okay.
then I'll be like, "Oh my God, I didn't know that happened." If you think that we need it.
Mhm,
But I feel like by the time we get to the end of the first series here, I should know and fill in the blank.
mhm.
But
Uh,
we'll see.
okay. Um, so I had a thing in my mind, but it has gone. I think I'm going to try and get it back. Oh yes. I will probably not be uh talking about The Brightest Night, which is Sunny's book, um, for a while. Like I'm gonna try and read it all before The Dark Secret is posted, but or before we have to film The Brightest Night because I haven't finished that book and we're zooming along. So,
Hmm.
you know, hopefully I will have that one read before we
Yeah.
continue.
If there's a big gap, then she failed.
Yeah. Oops. Anyway, that is all. The warriors beneath the moon are calling, and it's time for us to go.
Bye.
Goodbye.